All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Hey, we're at World Pet Health. We're sitting down with Syed, man, and we're going to talk a little Rottweiler action. Now, two things that are taking place is Rottweiler. Syed and I spoke the other day, and he's about to go on a journey overseas, and I wanted to potentially put some out there that prep the people who are watching your page and even the journey that we spoke about on the phone, and just continuing to highlight the positives
Mhm.
in terms of the breed that give people perspective on why you breed, what you do, what you look for, all that other stuff, and then how to keep the breed alive in the right way. But let's start with something very simple. Syed, what's your goal when you go overseas and you get to meet with some of the best Rottweiler breeders in the world?
Man, my goal personally, every single time I'm around them, around my mentor, I I wanna absorb as much information, education as possible. I go to meet those people, and I'm fortunate enough, I'm blessed that they invite me and they welcome me in their house, in their kennels, and they're showing me they're trusting me to show literally everything, the whole process. So my opportunity, that's an opportunity for me to learn from people that are doing better than me, right? I am not the guy that hates that for no reason. I'm not gonna hate. I don't hate nobody in life in general, right? So my goal is to literally learn. There are some new amendments to the breed standards that were added not that long ago. I want to shed some light on that. I want to pick their brain. Different breeders over there, different show people, and they all compete at with their dogs and differently. And a lot of people in the United States import dogs from them,
Yeah.
like those breeders, right? So I'm meeting them, and I've met them. I've been to their places before. It's not the first time. A couple of people I'm going there visiting first time, and I'm super excited. So I'm going to highlight them in their kennel also, so people see the uh, ethical programs that are existing in Serbia, in Europe, in Serbia, Romania, and wherever in Europe, right? I can get the opportunity to, because they're good and bad breeders everywhere. And my very, very first trip visit, I should say, visit to Europe, I'm not gonna say country, was where I learned that the breeder over there, to me personally, they are just backyard breeders, because the way they're breeding their dogs, the way their program is running, the dogs are just unattended in a freaking one for boundary wall, and they stay in the box for all day. Somebody comes once a day, feed them, and and they go. But people that have imported that specific kennel here in US, a dog from them, and they think that, oh, they're bringing the dog from a big name kennel. In reality, the people that are importing those dogs, they don't know where they're getting, where they're taking their business, right? Is that individual doing right by the breed? Forget the breed. Is that individual doing right by the dog? End of the day, like you've always said, Trav, take care of your dogs.
Simple.
So taking care of your dog doesn't mean just to feed them. It goes beyond that. So it's a long answer, but to your question, but I want to provide some context behind my answer. When I say I want to just pick their brain and absorb as much as I can from these people that have been doing it. Some of them have been doing it longer than a lot of people, I've
Yeah.
been around. I'm not 30 anymore, but they've been doing it for 30, 35 years, man. You know,
Isn't that crazy?
uh, it's just so big. And my mentor, right? He consistently produces, because in Rottweiler or any breed, I always say the Rottweiler, because in any breed, what is important to me in anything you do in life, even in my corporate world when I was working and slaving my life away. It's like anything you're doing, you have to be consistent. If you're winning or you won, can you keep winning? Or it was just a fluke?
Hey, think about tell people all the time. What is the reason why they talked about Tom Brady for 20 years?
Yeah, so that's why. So consistency shows the work you're putting in your program, and that's what I've learned. I'm learning from my mentor, and that's why what I do, what I how I do what I do with my own program. You know.
Yeah, guys, it's supposed to be a tornado here. If you're watching this right here, the door is starting to open, but in about an hour away from where I'm sitting at right now, there's a tornado that happened. So somebody called, hey,
Trust me, I came this close. Remember?
hey, look. So now walk them through ethics, man. You know, it's a word that we learned when we were kids. Hey, keep talking. I'm gonna go shut this back door in a second.
Yeah.
But walk them through ethics and defining ethics and what that means to be ethical and how to put that word at the forefront of potentially building a program, taking care of a dog, and the journey that you're on whenever you bring a dog like a Rottweiler into your home.
So a lot of breeders or a lot of people that are starting the program, they don't start the program with a company with a long term or goal. Like what are they trying to achieve when they're starting the breed? And they don't have the answer for their own program. Why are you breeding? Is your program is a company or not a company? So anything you gotta have code of ethics anywhere you go, right? Code of ethics, right? Now, a basic ethics in just have some integrity
Mm.
in your life, in with your self, within yourself, when people are dealing with you, not just buying a puppy, but in general, they wanna be able to deal with ethical person. A lot of people, they're not thinking ethics. They don't even know the meaning of ethics, right? What does that even mean, right? What are you talking about honesty? What are you talking about this? It's just we're in a dog game, big game. It pisses me off when people say game. Dude, okay, well, I'm not playing, you
Well,
know.
they don't know the first rules and laws of business. You've now, like you said, you've worked on the corporate side and done some amazing things in the world of business. So when you go into it and you think you're playing, a video game, Fortnite, Call of Duty with the dog's life, you go, hey, bro, and I hate the message. I definitely like, hey, bro, appreciate everything you do for the dog game. I'm like, whoa, 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 buddy. I ain't said game in one fucking video.
It's that thing, like I'm like, man, so when people have that mentality and from the get-go they're taking it as a game, they're not serious, to me personally,
No,
right?
I agree.
So I have ran way bigger operations than this. I have been in very high leadership positions and stuff. I've ran teams. I've never taken my job as a game. It's a serious thing for me. I something, if I'm a breeder, if I'm breeding, I want to take pride in it. I do it because I love the dogs and then I love the breed. That's why I do it.
You
That's
know what?
why
That gives
I
me
can do it
perspective.
for and not even look at my watch. What time is it? Like I told you, remember we talked earlier today? I was like, dude, I'm not even done. The tasks are going, going, going. After this, I gotta go get with puppies and I gotta go with dogs. Like, it's a different thing. But anyways, back to the point, the ethics, it goes beyond just being upfront with what you do, how you run your program. Have code of ethics for your company if you have a company. And like I was explaining in the beginning that of this question, that people need to ask themselves, why are you breeding?
Mm.
Like, why
What is
breeding?
a good reason to breed for those that? Because I've been many times. I'm like, what's a good reason to breed side in your opinion?
So I see a lot of people breed for money. And I've always said it, I am not against making money off of dogs. I'm not. Dogs cost money. So of course,
X.
if your dog's making you money, I'm not against that at all. I've never said it. I've never. If you're doing it for the money, good. Okay, cool. But what else? Because money cannot be the only driving factor in your motivation towards it. Because if that is the only thing, then that's a problem. Because then you're not focused on the health aspect, you're not focused on the temperament aspect, you're not focused on the betterment of the breed. Forget the preservation and protection of the breed. Forget that, because your focus is just on money. So it's okay to make money as long as you continue to help breed get better. And what people trying to do is ride a same bandwagon or the hype, where let me just produce these wrinkly dogs, big head, like a weird looking dog that I want to call Rottweiler. Then they're so delusional that they're going to continue to think that they breed that, but they're not. Now, I want to highlight something here. A lot of breeders, and it is just, I feel it's sad. It's not, I don't get mad at them. I don't get upset with anybody because they're grown men. Some of them have kids and wives or partners or whatnot. They have families. And when a grown man start to think like that, it's just sad to see the grown man, that what level of IQ do you even have? Do you even have that? Because when you know exactly what a breed standards tells us to do, and those breed standards written by and managed by ADRK, because that's the breed standards I follow, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people in Europe follow. So when you don't respect that, you don't respect those people that are preaching and trying to help the breed get better, and this so forget the respect. You go above and beyond for ruining the breed, and then you try to justify your actions by making content, by doing this and this ABC to see that, hey, you're doing something right. I just feel sorry for your buyers because your buyers are not knowingly getting scammed. Right? So basically, now give back to these people. They don't even know, bro, why are they even breeding? So a lot of people, like, you ask why someone would breed. It's okay to breed for money, but not only just money. Because if that's what your focus is on, or the only thing, good luck. You forget about getting big in breeding program. You're not even going to have consistency in your program. Your program is going to be all over the place because your focus is a puppy after puppy after puppy, because you're living dog for dog.
Yeah,
you gotta pay your bills to feed after selling the puppies.
Oh yeah.
So that's why people offer discounts, people offer deals, people offer, hey, tap in, fam, or this and that first. And
I was like, so I saying tap in. Am I blacking? I'm looking for a pin. You see my head turn like this. Tap in. What the world?
so I'm like, what is like? It just boggles my mind, man.
Well, look. This is the point of this is to invite them in, and then even you made a post and you put up a video talking about the journey of a Rottweiler and how it is mature around 5, and some people are like, no, so part of part of that journey that you're going on is also, meaning overseas, is to also get perspective from some of the top dogs. He's like, hey, how old is this dog? Oh, he's 4. Oh, this dog's 5. They're winning because they're at their peak right around that 5-year mark. Chris Moore and I have agreed over the years that 5's a sweet spot, even for families. Like, a dog go to a family 5 years, that dog gets it. You guys get it. It's just about to get good. Life is good. But when you start mapping journeys, and again, you're going to overseas to kind of like highlight the breeders, investigate the ADRK, hang out with your mentor, and then talk dog probably to death.
Yep.
But what is the I guess the timeline when we look at the maturation of a Rottweiler, and what are the things that people should be mindful of over its 5-year journey of growth?
So a Rottweiler will completely mature between 5 and 6.
Mm.
So Rott doesn't mature until a lot of people. It's just comical to see because here's the deal: if my video got 500,000 views, right,
Yeah.
over 10,000 likes, just give you an example. So 500,000 views over 10,000 likes are have more value than those three clowns that are saying that Rottweilers are done growing at 2 or 3. Which has more value? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those 2, 3 clowns, they don't. First of all, they're not even relevant in the breed. Forget the breed standard. Forget the 5-year mark or 7-year mark or whatever 3-year mark. Those people aren't even relevant in the breed.
Mm.
It's a fact. A lot of people don't like me, and I give a shit. I'm not here to be liked. So don't like me. I don't care. Because okay. People that are relevant to me, people that appreciate my program, people that appreciate my content and my educational content, then they know my messages are always full. My YouTube has all comments and praises and this and that because people appreciate, and I'm not just talking gibberish. I'm not pulling info out of my ass and just throwing it out there. I'm talking facts. And when I talked about aging, this is something, and you would understand it more. It's very I didn't talk about anything other than simple biology. It's simple biology. I didn't say I am saying it or I heard it or my dog did that, this and that. Dude, simple biology, how a dog accelerates aging. It's very, very simple. And it starts literally from bad gene pool, from poor structure. There's so many Rottweilers and these clowns that try to act like that. Oh no, the Rottweiler is done growing at 3 or 2. They're the one have those dogs that are bad, that have bad structure. And what does bad structure do? Chronic inflammation. How? Due to stress, right? Yeah. The stress on the joints, stress on the bone causes what? Damages the DNA. What does that do? Accelerates aging. Hence why dogs look old at 5 years old. It's not old. It's because you messed it up. As an owner, you either got the dog from a bad gene pool, bad breeder. As a breeder, you just picked wrong lineage to start your program. And you're a perfect example of a kennel blindness, that you're living in a denial that you got a good dog and you continue to breed that bad gene pool. You're never gonna get your dog's always gonna get loose, or always look like loose dogs. Loose eyelids, loose lips, loose pastern, loose freaking elbows. They don't even know what a freaking nice tight Rottweiler is because they've never seen one. They've never seen one. So back to your point, a Rottweiler grows in stages. It does not just like poof grow. It doesn't even start to put up real muscle until after 14 months of age. So until 14 months, the dog is growing height, Rottweiler, height and frame. After 14 months, they start to work on muscle because they start to go on the next phase, which is width. that, after 2 years old, their chest gets deeper. It drops a little bit. They go like this. So there are different stages, and a lot of people think their dog is big means it's done growing.
What would you say is one of the best reasons that a person should get a Rottweiler? Because one of the things I'm repurposing in the world of pets in general is I have a lot of, I'll be kidding and saying Negroes that follow me. And what happens is if I'm online, man, I need a puppy. No, you don't. Man, I need this. No, you don't. Oh, look at it. I bet you can't. You like, cut it out. So I also get the message, man, got this American bully, can't take care of it anymore. I don't want it to go to nobody but you. You be like, nigga, this ain't no rescue. What in the world? What in the world? What world do we live in where I'm just taking in dogs? It looked like that, but that's not what we're doing. This is all
Yeah.
strategic. So what happens is people get certain breeds to make up for areas that they might not be as confident. So the dog exemplifies everything they not. And part of me going down that road of loss and really looking at how I wanted to impact the whole, like control it even, right? Was we need breeds that people don't know about, breeds that are interesting, and even more importantly, breeds that cross over into other sectors, if you would, that allow us to be more than just some Negroes online with pit bulls, because that's what it looked like. I mean, literally, I've been out. Hey, man, you that pit bull trainer online? I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just, oh yeah, hey, thanks for following. You move on because we're not about to argue. I mean, look, if that's what you see, they're telling me something. I
Yeah.
could get into this, but it means I've done a poor job of reaching the masses. So, in your case, when we look at certain breeds, and especially ones that are supposed to be confident, capable, tumultuous, protective, drivey, aggressive. I mean, I get messages all the time, man, my dog ain't aggressive enough. I'm like, bro, you don't want an aggressive dog. What in the world are we talking about here? We just get the
It's
fuck off my line. So,
the-
who is the Rottweiler for and why?
so here's Rottweiler. And a long time ago, you and I talked about Rottweiler is a perfect babysitter, right? Now, I'm not saying that guys go leave your babies alone with the Rottweiler. Do not do that. What I mean by that is Rottweiler has a ability to be one of your best companion. It has an ability to be a sport dog. It has an ability to be a show dog. And that's a package, right? So when you have a companion, your companion is also able to guard you and protect you, you know? And that's what a Rottweiler is. It is a lot of time people that are first time owner, it's okay to own a Rottweiler if you know what you're signing up for. Do your research, reach out to your breeder. So your breeder should be able to walk you through exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
I was a first time Rottweiler owner at some point, right?
Oh yeah.
We were all first time owner of some breed. So I don't really tell people if you're a first time owner you can't have no, you can certainly have one. Make sure you talk to your breeder and have your breeder pair you with the right temperament. A lot of people don't know, either they don't know or there's a misconception of difference between growth and maturity, aggression and temperament, aggression and behavior issue. They're these are different things. And people just, because they're uneducated,
No,
they
no,
just,
I'm laughing because a buddy of mine one time had me, and just to give you guys context for those that watch this, a 7-year-old boy choked a kid out at school, and he said, Trev, I'm gonna kill him, but I need you to talk to him because he was scared to death of me. So I said, hey, we're going to the field, we're gonna work out till tomorrow until I get all the answers I need. Long story short, it wasn't that the kid's aggressive, it's the fact that he has a half sister, and the sister would call him sus. And that triggered him when this kid said it. So in a reactive moment, he bad behavior, but he's a nice kid. But his sister picking on him, beating him up all the time, and then his best friend, then he's like, ah, so it gets
yeah,
ugly. Hence these moments, right? And that
yeah,
even goes to, I'm gonna give you guys other context too. Is I remember I got to go out there and see Science Dogs, and some of his boys, like I said, can the boys be out together? He says, oh no. And then also, he also walked me through exactly like I do for people. When you get one of the dogs, let's say come from Zara, I tell them, look, make sure everybody meets because Zara has this thing, and she's loving, but she's crazy. So her kids will be more sure of how crazy to be if they don't meet everybody that you want
Mm.
to know, and then get them training if you're unfamiliar with training, or dog progression per se, like he's talking about, because every dog in this house is cool. Cha Cha will bite your ass. That's a fact. She will bite. I've seen her bite dude in the stomach. Like you moving funny. You come out my room the wrong way, and she's on that couch, and she don't remember you walking in. She's like, oh, I don't know. What are you doing here? She hits the edge of the couch, and she'll lose her shit. And this is the Zara combined with, but so like that next phase, they're loving, but if she can't register, like what's happening, like who you just popped out of nowhere, buddy? That's a bad idea. She's the one dog for a fact. I know for fact. Not on no train, like will bite you because she's like, fresh meat. So, but I would walk you through even her kids at some point what to expect. And I love this about Syed because you look at, hey, what to expect when you do get passed on a male, a female, who they came from, how they are, how they might respond, how they react, who they're going to become if properly taken care of. That's the thing that people don't I think at times appreciate enough as well. I put 24, 30 something pups out there, and to be clear, I don't get no phone calls. So I'm like, oh, they like, bro, this is amazing. Dog fits well with
Yeah.
other dogs because we bred for one purpose, not the biggest, baddest dogs, but just to make sure they were good dogs. Could we
That's the
put
thing, and that's what I focus on. My program is on focus on producing a real type Rottweilers that are healthy, right? I don't want to produce 150-pound dog because that is not a Rottweiler.
yeah,
Then I should be breeding Cane Corsos or Presa Canarios or freaking these big the breeds that are bigger
easily,
that
easily. Like their baseline is 145, 150. So I got a big dog.
exactly.
Like, just go buy a big dog, bro. Let that Great
Exactly.
Pyrenees,
So
Saint Bernards, these kind of dogs are like these
exactly,
big ass dogs.
exactly. So you don't need then you don't want a Rottweiler. Then those owners they're confused, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, every show my dog has ever stud my male has they've ever won. They ranged between 115 and 118.
Mm.
They looked lean, conditioned, just beautiful, just beautiful. And that's what judges enjoyed because dog was able to move freely without breaking its back. The top line stayed straight. On top of that, the dog never got frothy. The dog never, because it was able to breathe properly
Yeah.
when he was moving properly. And my females that I've ever won with, they ranged between 80 and 86 condition. So my female Prada, she can easily go up to 95. She's a big bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But the shows she has won, even she went to ADRK, got V-rated, ADRK Club Seeger. Even Prada, literally, she was at 85, 84, 85 at that show. So judges like that, and I like it. And you came here, every single dog. Now, I'm not saying that two males cannot be together 100%. You can have 10 males together. I have clients that have two males from me, from different litters, two males from both Hugo's son and Gunner's son. They live together. They play together. But can Hugo and Gonzo be together? Their sons are together, but Hugo Gonzo, no, they cannot. They'll freaking fight. Why? Because I raise them differently. It's a territory claim. There are 9 breeding bitches that they want to claim. So it's just gonna be like an alpha war.
Yeah, different
That
environment.
I'm the alpha. So I would never put them in a position to fail, to do that. I would not do that, right? Now, if they were pets specifically, I would have raised them differently. but they're not pets. But the same studs, so Hugo has been to multiple shows, Gonzo has been to multiple shows, but they're in the lineup next to other males. They're not aggressive towards other male, no. But here, if I let them out, they're going to handle business with each other first to decide who's the boss. So I'm not going to put them in the position because I'm setting them up for failure. I don't want to do that.
But that goes back to kind of even like the people who have this desired take on the Rottweiler being an aggressive dog that handles business. And some of these things are true. Objectively, you don't want aggression in your home because that stuff's stressful. But point is, who would you like if you were saying, and I like that you said it could be for first time pet owners because I think there's certain breeds, Black Russian Terriers, if you're not trained in that kind of dog, I would even say some of the larger, more motivated dogs, they are not designed for first time owners because most owners oftentimes don't have a lot of time, not as much time that it takes to do the dog thing, you know? And realistically, it's just a 2 year. If you can get through the first 2.5, 3 years, you're good. But at the same time, it's still 2 years of work and bringing them all together. And 3 years of you saying, yep, I believe that everything's going to be okay. So if you had to, I don't want to say audience, because even the audience that it brings, meaning the Rottweiler, I said this openly in a video on my page, guys, we fucked up. I fucked up starting off with the American Bully. It brought, because my whole message has always been care. There's not one video where I didn't talk about care and quality and affect, how it's going to affect you and all that stuff, and feeding and nutrition. Like there's no situation where I did that just to, at times, the wrong audience because there's a pride and ego that comes from, you know, this particular breed, the American Bully. And then you double down and you've got two people that are talking. The people who are going to spend the most money are at these dog parks living their best life, taking care of mutts. Those people have the funds to afford supplying the things that I'm presenting with no complaints. I mean, 200, oh, it's easy, man. I'm glad he's happy. I'm glad my dog's happy. Certain people who get into the Rottweiler, the American Bully, Pit Bull's another one, various forms of Mastiffs and those large Kangal type, like, look at my doggy. Like, that's not me, never has been me, never will be me. But if you had to, like, I guess, how do you deal with the people who are ego driven by the dog versus the dog being a part of their quality of life, if that makes sense? You show me some of your customers and walk me through kind of like who they are and just the love they have for the breed.
My clientele is different, bro. So first of all, I don't, my dogs are expensive, right? So my clientele is very different. I'm picky on who I choose to sell my puppies to. And I get about 2-3 quality applications every day. You know, that's I'm getting I'm talking about my website or in my Instagram, you know, everywhere. TikTok, I don't even respond because it's all TikTok, Facebook. These two, I don't even respond because they're all time wasters. So I get 2 to 3, but even those, not everybody qualifies after I do a phone screen. For me, I ask a lot of people that why do you want a Rottweiler?
Yeah.
Right? Why? Walk me through. And sometimes when people are repeat owners, their dog passed away, they already have one that is getting old, or they already have one that's a young, they want another one. That's a different case. So they're already existing Rottweiler owners. But a lot of time when I get people that are impulse buyer, that's what I take them as, because they're just rushing. They want a dog right now. They want a dog tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm not your guy, right? Because I can't just, you know. So that's one thing. Impulse, I don't allow impulse buy. And another thing that is, I have because I've talked to so many people, you know, over the course of freaking last 20 years.
Yeah.
That if I don't feel, I don't get a feeling, like a good gut feeling.
Yeah.
Maybe I lose business because of this sometimes, but I'm okay with that because I won't sell you a dog if I can't trust you.
Yeah, guys, I would tell you this. One of the things that you'll learn in real business is when to say no. Tim says no to
Exactly.
girls. I say no
And
to
I
people all the
actually, you know what? I actually told this guy no, and he went ahead and put a review on Google.
time. For your dogs?
Yeah, and it's a good review. It's a very, very good review. And I'm like, man, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Right? And
And what warrants you telling somebody no? That's the real question is
so
what were the things that,
literally
huh?
4 days ago, look at the how big this review is.
Jesus. I could see it, and they could see enough of it. It's basically this long.
Yeah,
It's
I
got
don't
too
know how
much of
to.
a glare. Yeah, it's too much of a glare, man. It's like,
Yeah, look at
oh,
that.
there
Look
you
at
go. There
that.
you go. There you can see, yeah.
So that is when I told him no. I would gladly take your money, but it's not a good fit. You're not a good fit for a Rottweiler. I told him that. I was like, I'm not just me. Don't fall in the wrong hands because not everybody gonna tell you no. They'll be like, where you send money, you sending money. So so
Gladly
the,
send you.
the guy was he literally man, he's a veteran. He's got a lot of allowance. He's got a he's got a training allowance. They gave him a $20,000 in training allowance. The dog will be professionally trained by military people.
Huh?
So he got hurt at the job or something. I don't know. I don't want to go into details, but I told him no, even though it was easy sale for me. Easy.
Yeah.
He wanted a dog. I got a dog. And I'm like, man, I just can't because I want to be able to live and sleep at night peacefully. To me personally, I have worked so hard to put myself in a position that I don't need to keep pushing these puppies out to pay my bills, right? And like I told you, not everybody they'll see like I'm leaving on the 6th.
Yeah.
So just under a month now. And how many people are able to do that? That breed dogs. You know, we know
Yeah.
Rich does it, but he does a lot of other things too.
Hey, hey, Rich has got it rolling. Rich, where you at? Man, I'm on the boat right now. He'll answer out there about fishing, boy. Because you know what? That dog who's rolling, this is rolling, this is rolling.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
rolling. He's like, oh, Trev, I'm in the truck.
yeah, yeah. So it's like that's what I've always done, man. And you have it's a reset also, so you just make it business and pleasure both.
Yeah.
And you gotta do it. I actually it made me happy when you and I connected last time off camera a
Yeah.
couple days ago, and when
Yeah.
you walked me through what you're gonna start doing,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, what I'm like, man, that is good. That's good because it will help you stay sane. That's important.
That's
And
100% too. That's the other part we're gonna kind of map that too, because I think people fail to realize, and I'm about to, and you'll compliment this part because again, tomorrow I'll be on live, so we got to do another couple of these. I told you what I got to do 52 lives, even though I don't want to
mhm,
here on every platform. So that's why I even did a quick one. I told Richard, let's do it. He said, man, Trev, I literally just got done helping to do with some crabs. No diddy, literally. He says, so I'm in the shower. I was like, dude, I got to jump on here, knock this out. Message you, want to get that reader tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Another couple lives throughout the day. Like I'm gonna knock them all out if I can, and then get going. But guys, let me give you perspective here, and this is good to be talking to Syed. And let me give you kind of even what he told me. You bring a dog into your home. You got to make sure it's the right fit, and then you have to understand what you're bringing into your crib. So in this case, when he's walking me through, both things to be mindful of, behavior stuff, and even the mentality of the dogs. You have to work them in slowly but surely and integrate them in a way that they understand who's in charge. And believe it or not, if you've got every problem out at the same time, you don't really know what the problem is. So if
mhm.
there is a problem, you'd be surprised. It'd be this dog starting the shit. And then this dog responds. And you think you're solving that problem. Really, he was, it's too many moving parts. And what I love too is that Syed, like myself, he said the dogs have a 5 year journey. Ego just start peaking at 3 and some change. And then boom, I mean, it was just getting good. And Syed remembers. Syed came to my house and he was like, open the door, not on camera. All the dogs were out. He was like, oh, they just out. I said, yeah, yeah, they're fine. Like, They literally, he's like, oh, this is crazy. Nobody sees this.
I remember when you and Jamarcus left, I was outside to tackle freaking Maya or somewhere they're gonna about to run, and I was ready, but they were fine, man. Everybody was just in the house. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm a new guy. Yes, I had stayed a day and a night there, and I walk out. You're gone. Jamarcus gone, and here's some freaking bully sitting on the freaking couch and just looking at me, and I'm like, oh.
But it goes to show you still that when we're not here, the house is under control, and it's
Yeah,
those are 4, 5, 6 years old. At one point, everybody was just out roaming around, and you want to get to that point. The journey to get there, though, it's a different journey.
yep,
It is even when I came to Syed's house, and he's like, "Hey, we can't go in right now. I got to make sure Pablo's up." It'll take him 72 hours to be cool with you, but even when he's cool, he's not cool.
he's
So
not cool.
and that was eye opening too because Syed had his first Rottweiler was a Rottweiler who kind of shaped and motivated him some, but to be at his own home and he say, "Look, he can't go in there." He could call his wife and be like, "Hey, is he up?" And then he's like, "Look, he and his dog's literally got his head on my kneecap, etc., or my lap." And he said, "Whatever you do, do not touch him." A stupid motherfucker will be like, "Oh, well, he's got his head here. I should pet him." There you go. This
Yeah,
is ugly, man. So what I love about the clarity and the journey you walked me through was a couple things. First thing is that uh, even the puppy playtime thing, and this is the reason why I want to do some lives with you as well, because I've got to make it. I was telling Richard, I said, Richard, all right, we doing this so we can get posted, but I said, Richard, man, I'm trying to. I talked to him the other day. I said, I'm determining if the lives are of value to me because I don't have to talk to nobody in retrospect. I ain't got to be live talking. I know how to grow this stuff without these. Like we didn't get here because I was doing lives. That wasn't the formula. I said, but I do think to a degree they're of value because it highlights kind of the stuff that we're doing
yeah.
and some of the stuff that pops up at times is people not understanding my own personal formulas. Like, but they don't know the formula. They don't know what I've been told and the information you provided, and even the journey that I'm on. So originally, part of the journey was to get out and be doing more and traveling more and going to different places, which
Yeah.
is why I was getting the German short hair pointer initially. But that went left to say the least. And then I got to meet and Syed. This is proof too, guys, why good breeders and great people are important because when you meet someone like Syed, it motivates you to be a part of his life. Just so we're clear. So you say, man, how do I integrate myself with a person who's got that brilliant of a mind and it's worth more than these like the dog's a child's play compared to what he's capable of. Like, this is like it's like playing like with sand in a sandbox, man.
I appreciate it, bro. I always tell people, right? If you think small, you're gonna stay small. That's just how it is, right? Think big, but be practical. Like I'm not gonna start thinking I'm gonna go to the mount, I'm gonna go to the moon, like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and all that stuff. No, that's not gonna happen, right? But think big, but while being practical and realistic. So you
Exactly.
have to make things happen in the way what I have lived past, I would say 15 years, 16 years, especially.
Yeah.
Um, you have to manifest your own future, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have to manifest how, what, and when you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Only then you're going to you're going to be able to execute your plan. So a lot of people make plans, but execution fails. A lot of people say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but execution failed because they just either they don't push hard or they're just pushing it wrong.
What would you say is your biggest plan for and with the Rottweiler?
So I'm so with the Rottweiler, right? Somebody had told me about a year ago that I'm never gonna win this war with uh, with these bad gene pool. right? But what I'm trying to make this breed better. I'm trying to improve the breed. And somebody had told me that I'm never gonna win this war. And my response to that was like, it's okay. What I want to win is battles, small
Yeah.
battles. And I'm fine with that because my content on all my platform is all educational.
Mm-hmm.
It's all educational. I never post that in the beginning of this call. I said, hey, tap in, fam. No,
That'll never happen, right?
it'll never happen. I just don't do that because that's not my platform is all about. My platform is education. My goal is to educate as many people as possible on the breed, what this breed actually is, according to the breed standards that are put in place by ADRK, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my goal. And I'm going to continue to do that until I just physically can't, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to do that. For me to be able to do that, practice what you preach, like they say,
Yeah.
I need to be able to keep producing that level, at the highest level possible. So once I do that, people that are listening, the smarter one, they will take advantage and learn from these videos. And then when they go to pick their breeder, like I always say, there are a lot of good breeders
Hold on,
out.
Syed. Look, you think the world's gonna get smarter?
No, no, no. I never said they're gonna get smarter. I'm saying the ones that are smarter, the one are already smart, right?
Yeah.
So the one are smarter, they're going to take advantage and learn from these videos. And when and if they go to pick their breeder, they will know what to look for. That I'm not asking them that, hey, here's I made a YouTube video or social media, whatnot, pick me. No, I always say, do your research. It has happened multiple times with me that people have reserved, put down a deposit, and backed out. And I know exactly. And then they come and they try to make excuses with me, right? And after that, and I'm like, I know exactly what's happening. There, a lot of time people think that they're the smartest one. Well, they forget that this individual talks to freaking people every day. So I know, right? I know. And I'm 99.9% of the time I'm spot on. Spot on that, okay, boom, this is they're trying to play me. It's not gonna happen, not with me. Go play with somebody else. So it has happened twice. It's not a bad ratio. It's not a bad ratio. In like years and years, you just have two customers that backed out because they want to go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. And their reasoning to go somewhere else was what? The puppy was available right away. So good luck. I am not the guy who just sitting on puppies. So when you go pick up that specific puppy that was available right away, ask that breeder that, hey, why couldn't you sell this puppy? The fuck happened? Right? What happened? Why this puppy is available? So then breeders like, oh, it's my keeper. Half the breeder, bro. Oh my God, don't even get me started on this. Half the breeders, their so-called keeper. Oh, this is my keeper puppy. All of a sudden, it becomes available at freaking a week later, a month later, because they just trying to make it that fucked up puppy look like a good puppy. That he or she was a keeper. No, it wasn't to begin with, because a breeder that has kept a puppy for him or herself, why are you selling your freaking, like, Gunner was my keeper. Guess where he's at? Stella was my keeper. Portia was my keeper. Prada was my keeper. They're all fucking here.
Mm-hmm.
And I have gotten offers for every single one of them. And I didn't sell them because they're keeper and they're contributing in my program. This current litter, you're the first one to know now. I'm keeping a puppy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a journey of a puppy. I'm keeping a female, you know, and then that journey is going to be on that puppy, how this puppy, the puppy's mom was born here, and the puppy is born here, and how I'm going to take that puppy to the whole next level, and people will know that, oh shit. So I don't really just talk. I back it with my work.
Well, guys, one of the things I would tell you to do, especially, and I'm sure Science going to do plenty of videos on all of his platforms, so follow him and stuff. But ask questions about the Rottweiler. I tell you one thing that got me personally out of really focusing on the breeding side was just it's too much noise. It's 400 plus breeds, and I don't want to talk to people. That's the truth. So I was like, "Yep, that's it for me, guys. We got three breedings every 4 years, and I ain't talking to fucking nobody." But
Mm,
I love highlighting good breeders and people with clear paths. We've done a few videos on some journey stuff because now what's happening in the world I'm creating is there's a lot of people worried about what we're doing, and it's like y'all just watch. There's more viewers than doers. Like, it doesn't matter what we're doing, but I'll give you some context because I'm sitting with Syed, and we're gonna, tomorrow we'll do another one too, man.
yeah.
Articulating like, hey, what is it that you look for? Because I mean, I'm like, damn. Outside of you, DeBerry, and Chris Moore, I don't even talk to breeders, though. Because I'm like, I don't. It's a whole different world, and I need to reach the pet parent world. And the pet parents,
Yeah.
they're not always by design motivated by purebred dogs. So
Yeah.
they love anything that's a dog, and people are big into the rescue thing. So I'm like, but they need solutions like everybody else. So I'm like, I got to cross over completely so we can solve billions of problems, not a few fools arguing about a dog.
100%. 100%. I have a I'm actually doing a series now. I'm gonna make my next video on, which is gonna be interesting, is 5 biggest mistakes
Oh,
that uh, a pet owner makes. The very first mistake is actually creates a domino effect that they
mm,
don't even know. And there is a mistake that actually is made before that, even the first mistake by owner, which is by breed. So man, it's an interesting. I have these ideas and everything, and talking to people, because how do I get all these ideas? How am I getting all these ideas? It's literally by the questions I receive, the calls I receive, the people I talk to, and the experience that I'm getting from these pet owners, that their bad experience is giving me the opportunity to actually use that and educate people so other people can make those mistakes.
I'm gonna
So
tell you this: repurpose it and just give them consider on the best things you could do. So one of the best because that's I think of that. Somebody's like, Trev, you got to do. Somebody said, man, you got to do because those videos work for content creators. Oh, you got to do the 5 mistakes. So I don't give a shit what these fools are doing. I said, if anything, these are the things you should do. So the top 5 things you should be doing for your dog to avoid this. I think a lot of times, when you see the pages blow up, because in retrospect, people, Syed, you've been in the business or corporate world. Motherfuckers still gonna go make the mistakes. But I like the phrase that I learned, and this is I could only talk. We've talked about the black thing
yeah,
thing off the time black fools do is try to put each other down. So I'm like, bro, every word I hear, I gotta like uplift these fools because I'm like, because there's too much negativity out there in general.
just crazy, man, crazy
It's
people.
psychotic how crazy the
Just,
negativity is, bro.
I'm like, man, like how are you so negative? Like how?
Dude,
I don't
dude.
get it.
Jamarcus said this. He said, Trev,
I don't
there's a
get
dude
it.
who hates everything that you do. And he said when he's not on the video commenting some hate, I'm almost want to check on him. Like, hey, you all right, buddy? And it's people out there. And I told them this years ago. I said, listen, you have to exist so somebody has something to do every day because some of them hate their lives so much that you're their only motivation.
Bro, I'm noticing this trend that people don't have content idea. So they feed off of other people's content of talking shit. That's it.
Reaction videos, like I'm never doing a reaction. Trey, look at this dude reacting. I said, oh, he's doing a good job.
It's okay.
Cali
It's
K9 dude, he
okay.
does a lot of reactive stuff to our videos. And
And I just love and I appreciate, I appreciate like Zlatan, the soccer player. I
no,
am
no, I never
I
watched soccer, so I suck at that stuff. But you watch
I
soccer.
am Zlatan. Look him up.
What
That's
is
that. Yeah, look him up. I'll send you his handle.
yeah,
I'll
Simi
text you.
Sandler.
And he said in this his interview that I love haters. I love them. I love them more than my fans because they're the one that supports you more because they watch every move.
I told that's what I say. Where I look, I'm like, oh, because then they get worried. They're like, hey, buddy, you ain't posting no shit today. I ain't got nothing to complain about. God damn it, I need something to do, motherfucker. He's like, oh, he's living his best life through you, and it's both sad and a shame, but it is the world that we live in, my friend. And people literally need you to be you, me to be me, just so they can be a nobody.
The amount of time people have that you go to someone else's content and you grab whatever you want to grab with your IQ level because your IQ level is like a toddler, right? And you grab that and you start throwing gibberish out where you can't even put a sentence together, and then you report off of that video. So I'm like, what's your content? What is your platform for?
Hatred, man. I mean, it is a real life thing to see the hatred's a beautiful thing. Is and again, shout out to Kelly K9. Somebody one time they were like, look at him, he's using your video. I said, oh, he did an amazing job. They're like, what? He shouldn't be. And I go, look, he had a call to action. He reviewed. I said, then he at the end, his call to action was contact me for dog training. I said he killed it. He used my video the exact right way. And they were like, man, I just don't like people use stuff. I said, that's the world we live in, man. It's not public. And then I had to go and show him on TikTok where he follows me. Like, isn't that interesting?
He
buddy,
follows you?
I'll go there right now on so when y'all see him or others using my stuff, you'd be surprised
Oh
that
man.
that they are not haters. They're simply doing their job. And I
Yeah,
don't have no
yeah.
quarrel with them doing their job. But when we
Yeah, him
go
and I
to
spoke a while ago.
yeah,
A
so what
little
is
bit.
that right there says Cali K9. For those that think it says Cali K9. You can see it back there. It says follow back. Guys, I said, look, don't believe everything online. It says follow back, right? I'm supposed to follow him back on my page, but you go, I have no quarrel with him. So when people like they get excited, like Trey, he's using this. I'm like, oh, he's look, I'm clapping. Keep killing it, brother. Get your money. I ain't training no dogs. I told him I'm not training nobody's dog. So if I put a post up that he leveraged and he got him some money, so be it. But when I went and I was like, these people don't understand this stuff, how it works. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to exist.
It's everywhere, bro. There are people, there are some real, I like it's and it happens a lot with trainers also. Breeders, yes, but it's happening a lot with trainers that they're using other people's videos to make content off of those other their own content to sell the training idea.
Or like
Uh
a dog trainer or who?
Dog trainer, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they do that where you know what I gotta give. I've seen he has also done this, but not a lot. He uses his own dog or dogs or his own clients. It's American Standard Canine.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He kills it though, but that's kind of like a video I posted earlier, guys.
Hmm.
Is the
So I
best thing you could do.
appreciate that. I respect to him that he doesn't dog on other people's content. He uses his own, which is that I like to do what I like to see when people I see. I need to see that authenticity that that hey, why are you if you have to go to other people page and get their content to just make your own content, then you're doing your marketing strategy is wrong, your business strategy is wrong. You have to freaking rebrand everything. You're doing fuck ton of things wrong because social media is you're not a strong suit.
No,
It's just
no.
simple as that.
And guys, one of the things that we're working on is identifying kind of that plan and that plan to profit, that plan to growth, that plan to grow. And even when we started with the American Bully, I went down a rabbit hole and I said, guys, we're going to figure something out in the next 3 to 4 years. And if I crack the code or figure this out, I said, we'll change the world. And for the most part, we cracked a few codes, figured a few things out, and now we know what the work looks like, which gives us almost a 20-year journey to help save and solve as many problems as possible with amazing people. So, Syed, is there anything else you want them to know about the Rottweiler tonight?
All I want to say is follow TRK Rottweilers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Things that you want to learn, things that you want to know about the breed, you will know. And that's where I'm going to leave it at tonight. So instead of keep giving them free shit.
There you have it, guys. Well, stay tuned. As he said, he's doing a series where he's breaking stuff down and educating and taking you guys on a journey. He's about to literally leave town in the next 30 days to walk you guys through another journey. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about behavior, bringing a dog, inviting them to your home, Rottweiler behavior, integrating into a pack, and all that other good stuff. So take care of your dogs, as I always say. Until next time, all right, say, man, I'll let you.
Later.